Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. Welcome to our advanced trainings every Thursday. Today is with me. My name is Petra. If you are new here, welcome. We always love having new people. Hi, back to Germany. Good morning, Germany. So today we are going to look at um, a topic that has been coming up in my inbox quite a lot, and in the environment around me as well. And we're going to look at the how to boost your energy and energy management, because a lot of you have been sharing with me how you are tired and there's no energy within the body, so things are not moving. So we're going to look at that part, so a bit differently than just the physical level. But before we start, I'm just going to start sharing my slides here. And for all the recordings, everything that you need, of course, you can find that on APEC YouTube channel, so Healy APEC YouTube channel. If you want to ask questions in the Facebook group that I have, where you can also find recordings, as well as all my resources that I make, you can join that group. I will post the link in the chat of this Zoom, so you can just click the link and join. Please make sure you answer the questions and tick the box to agree with the rules of the group. It's a little box, yeah, with rules underneath. Because if you don't tick that box, it's not going to accept you automatically, and then you are going to have to come back to the link again and just losing time. But today, we are looking at dynamic energy boost. So what is energy management, and how we can actually get more energy within our bodies. So before we go, this session will be and is conducted in English. If you do not understand me properly, please use our Wordly app. You can download this app through scanning this QR code on the screen. You choose your language that you would like this session to be translated in, and then you will have the translation on your phone while looking at me on the screen. So you're going to have two different things, yeah? It's not going to show up underneath on a Zoom screen. But if you have any questions, you can always ask either in a Facebook group after. We always have a Q&A session at the end. And I do my best to answer as much as I can. Okay, so as always, our disclaimers and notes. We know that this is purely for educational purposes. We understand that frequency is amazing, but unfortunately, today's science of Western medicine and devices of scientific acceptance have not proven the existence of the information field or its analysis or its harmonization. So make sure that you are doing this with your own responsibility towards your body and your life. And everything I share is my experience and only and purely for educational purposes. So you can learn, you can test it, you can experiment it and see if it works for you. And of course, our beautiful Healys and Mag Healys, they are amazing, but they are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. So this is a holistic device that actually helps you create an environment within your body that is inducive into helping and supporting your body to heal itself. And it's really important to understand that Healy does not diagnose, or Mag Healy does not diagnose, and it does not cure anything. So you are an active participant in this journey, because Healy and Mag Healy devices work on a quantum field, which need your participation. Yeah, that's how things work. That's the only way you can shift things with frequency. But frequency is powerful. So, as always, I'm a curious bunny. I would love to know, and now today we're looking at energy. Pop one in the chat if you are actually experiencing any of these things on the slide, be it mental fog, fatigue, mood swings, hormonal imbalances, poor sleep, if you're sensitive to other people's energies or environments around you, if you're experiencing negative self-talk, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel unmotivated, if you have memory issues, if you're yawning frequently, or you're feeling like you need naps, or you're feeling stuck somewhere in life or in yourself or in your energy, you feel like nothing's moving. If you have midday energy crushes, like after lunch, you feel like you want to have a nap or just feel like you're dragging your body around. If you feel like you have heavy limbs at the end of the day, or you just feel like you just, want to drop in the bed and literally fall asleep like a log, and then you can't sleep. And if you have frequent colds, you feel like you're sick all the time. You have mood swings, you have headaches, lack of joy in your life, you feel like everything's heavy. Any of this, six. Okay, cool. I love that. That's the first one I saw in the chat. Sorry. Okay, one. Memory issues. Okay, cool. So cool. So you're experiencing this. So this is really important. I know this feels random, but it actually makes a lot of sense when we are looking at our energy. We know that any of these can be connected to different body systems. We've looked at body systems. We've looked at nervous system. We've looked at our energy production in the cells, like our vitality. We looked at DNA. We've looked at our gut. We looked at detoxification. Those are all physical systems of the body. And of course, we need to take care of them because it's our physical body. But that's only one layer of who we are. So we need to look at our energy management. So what is it, and why is it important in order to actually get the dynamic energy boost, meaning the full vitality in the body. So these feel random, but they're actually not. They are part of every single layer of who you are. And if you're experiencing one or two, or a lot of them, or majority of them, or all of them, you are lacking in energy management. No, not time management, probably also, but it's energy management. So how are you literally supporting your energy, and where are you draining your energy, and where are you actually regenerating your energy? So we're going to look at that, and we're going to look at all levels so you can actually understand how to observe things around you in your environment, within yourself, and actually how to support it and then balance it. Yeah. So what is energy management? In essence, is how you manage your energy. Yeah, but that is quite simple. So let's look at it in a bit more depth. So in definition, energy management is literally a practice. Practice. That doesn't mean you think about it, but you actually are doing it. Yeah. So practice every day of being aware of. So you need to have awareness, maintaining, and intentionally, with intention. So you need to actually have intentional action towards it. So aware of, maintaining, and intentionally optimizing your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual energy throughout the day, meaning day, week, month, year. Yes. So this is a daily practice. So why would we want to do that? So we want to do that to feel better. So we don't feel drained, we don't feel tired, we don't feel exhausted, we don't feel like we are dragging ourselves throughout the day. But we want to, because we want to perform better. So you know how many people I have and say, I can't exercise because I feel tired after walking 10 minutes. That means that there's not enough energy in the body in order for the body to perform, to actually move. And you want to live with more vitality. What is vitality? Is more energy within the body, within the cells, within your bioenergetic field. So you are like recharging that little cup and little bubble around you So you can feel better, you can have more energy, you can feel more joyful, you can have more happiness. And not only that, when we're looking at the spiritual level, and we're going to look at that later, but just to touch on it, when we are looking at the spiritual part, the energetic part of it, is when we hold more energy within the physical body, when we are lighter on an energetic, on an emotional body, when we are clearer in our mental body, we can actually expand our bioenergetic field, meaning energetics and meaning spirituality. So we can attract, which is not the right term, but what we're actually doing, we are tapping into the field that we have not seen before. So we are open to more opportunities and we can now see them and accept them and receive them. So it literally expands us. Not that doesn't mean on a physical level that you're gonna get, bloated, or you're gonna have you're gonna be like a balloon. No, energetically you become wider and more broader. So you can see wider, you can see broader, you can actually have a different perspective. That's what expansion is. So, and energy management, to be clear, it's not just to have more energy, like you would drink a coffee and you could have the burst of energy. Yeah, that's not what we are looking at. So we're not drinking coffee and we're not sleeping more and more and more and more to actually, help the body get more energy. Of course, sleep is important, but too much sleep is also draining to the energy. And we are looking at how are we maintaining, having a sustainable flow of energy that's already within ourselves, but also to expand the capacity so we can actually have more vitality, we can hold more happiness, more joy, and we can actually allow the body to regenerate itself faster. So in essence, energy management, it's all about how you create, protect, and restore your energy across all areas of your life. So why I'm saying across all areas of your life? Because the way you do one thing, you do everything. So if you are, for example, if you are good at your job and you're really good at something and you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of motivation there, and then your health is actually lacking, you need to look at how you do things at your job, at work, and are you doing the same things in your health? Are you approaching it in the same way? Because if you are doing it this way here and you're getting success, then all you have to do is mirror that behavior and actually dedicate energy, pour it into that area into your life, and actually create results. And we're going to look at some of the things how you can do that. So why is energy management important? What are the core elements of energy management? So first of all, it's awareness. So we actually need to recognize and be aware of what is draining your energy and what is energizing you. Because if you do not have discernment between what drains your energy and what energizes you, you will never be able to set boundaries. So boundaries are crucial when it comes to energy management. I know. I hear this all the time. I can't set boundaries properly. I try to, I don't know how to. I'm afraid to say no. I don't know how to do that. Boundaries are not about building walls. Boundaries, first and foremost, start with your energy. So you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. You can set a boundary just by literally discerning what is okay for you and what is not, what drains you and what actually energizes you. And you can discern and set that boundary within yourself and choose it, meaning that your behavior will follow. And when when and if you need to say no, that time will, the word no will not come as a rejection or a feeling of guilt, but it will come as an honor of yourself and self-care. And of course, that's a practice. But boundaries are what build your space. And if you do not know how to build your energetic space first, you will not have your emotional space, your physical space, your mental space. You will not be able to actually create any space around you, and you will not be able to feel safe, because your energetic space is what creates the breathing space, so you can actually process that energy and not absorb everything around you. And if you do absorb everything around you and you don't have any boundaries, and you don't understand where those boundaries come from and how to discern, you need a lot of rest and recovery, because you are using up your energy. Because if you don't have boundaries, you're open. And if you actually don't know how to utilize your energy and have good energy management, your bioenergetic field that influences your physical body, because it's connected, is actually, it looks like a Swiss cheese with huge holes. So if you have a Swiss cheese with huge holes, do you think that that boundary and that energy is smooth and flowing and strong and vital and thriving? No, it's not. You're going to be drained at every corner. So you're going to need more rest, more regeneration, and much more time to shift things, because you will need to shift your mental perception, your emotional perception, and your energy, and only then the physical will shift. So rest and recovery is important. And rest and recovery, especially for people that call themselves empaths, because your energetic field is completely open and you actually don't have a buffer, and you're absorbing all this energy and you're stressing your nervous system. So your body needs a lot of regeneration. Your energetic field needs a lot of regeneration. And your emotions need a lot of regeneration, which are connected to your nervous field, nervous system. So rest and recovery is not just sleeping. We need to understand and know when and how to recharge. So not just go to bed, yeah, or watch movies on Netflix till, the cows come home and binge watch it. But we need real restoration. So real restorations happens when we need to actually regenerate, we need to discharge first. So nature, water, especially water high in minerals like ocean or structured water, if you go into creeks that have waterfalls, yeah, that is the most perfect discharge that you can actually get. Trees, grounding. That's the first thing your body needs in order to regenerate the energy that was lost. And then, of course, quality sleep. And then, of course, added minerals. And then, of course, you need, if your body needs more, you need then supplements, you need frequency for specific issues. Yeah. But that's the foundation for recovery. And how do we keep that balanced? So when you recharge, how do you keep that? Well, you need practice. You need a daily practice. Your routines, your rituals, your habits will determine how you manage your energy every single day. So if you want to actually keep your energy high, you need to have discipline. And discipline literally just means you are keeping a promise to yourself. So if you say that you will do something for yourself, then you do it. You are building trust with yourself. If you say you're going to do something, but you don't do it, and you allow others to actually cross your boundaries, to drain your energy, because you allow others to do that, yeah, because it's our responsibility to do that. because it's our ability to respond to the environment. So if you want to keep your energy high, move your body. So sedentary lifestyle, sleeping all the time, like too much sleep will drain your energy. You need to move your body, even if it's a 10-minute walk twice a day. If you start with that, but ideally for the energy to move through the body, you need about 30 minutes to up to an hour per day of brisk walking or normal walking. Yeah. So walks are great. Yoga is great. Anything that stretches your body, anything that moves the body, even squats. If you can't go out, do squats. Yeah. So you can actually activate your muscles to move the energy through the fascia. Hydration. I've been blabbing about this for a while, but just drinking water will not hydrate you. Your body hydrates with minerals and it hydrates with structured water. Ideally, with water high in minerals and structured. So both together. That means spring water, yeah, hot springs or, like river springs or whatever that is structured water high in minerals. But if you can't get that, that's okay. You can have filtered water. You can add Celtic salt in there. You can add Irish sea moss, which is high in minerals. And you can actually structure it with Healy. So you have options. Just don't forget the minerals and don't forget the structure, because that's how your cells will actually regenerate and they will hydrate. And if you're using, and when you're using frequency, minerals are crucial for the charge to pass through the cell so the cells can get the benefit. So make sure that you're not drinking just water. Of course, Healy. Healy is amazing. So Healy for structuring your water, Healy programs to help your body regenerate your bioenergetic field. That means literally patch the holes in your little bubble. Yeah. And that doesn't mean you have a bubble around you and there's nothing in it. Yeah. Because every cell, when we're looking at the bioenergetic field, it's just a field. We are a part of it. So every cell has atoms, and those atoms are going in and out of the field every millisecond, I think it is. So you are non-stop connecting to the field, and your consciousness, which is your belief system, and your emotions are actually creating a reality, a template based on your consciousness of what you are experiencing here. Yeah, so that's why when we look at the quantum, that's why it's such an important part of frequency work and body work and our healing is miraculous healings and spontaneous healings are possible because of the consciousness we are creating with the reality we are creating with our consciousness. So we can shift instantaneously if we want to and if we choose to. And frequency helps us to tune into that reality. And Healy is an amazing tool. Breath work. Breath work is an amazing tool to move your energy through the body because breath is life and it moves energy through the body. It literally moves chi, prana, anything you want through meridians, through body, through cells, through everything. And it carries information. And when it brings new oxygen and new information and new blood and everything into the stagnant areas, it will move that energy and bring up the stagnant emotions, and you might have emotional release. And that just means that the body is moving what it does not need anymore out. Body work, like fascia work, yoga, twists and turns, like things that you do with your body, somatic touch, yeah, all of that is activating your own connection and practice of moving the energy and not keeping it stuck. Core elements of energy management are also energy alignment. People forget about this. When you start doing and processing and vibrating frequencies, we tend to forget that we need to be aligned. Our magnetic fields, and this is a study that's been shown, it's been published in journals, yeah, and it's not something I invented, it's been proven. And NASA proved, I think it was in 2012, that the field exists. So we need to understand the magnetic fields exist. Magnetic field of our brain, magnetic field of our heart. Every cell has a magnetic field. And it also has a bioenergetic field, which are intertwined. But if these two, for example, especially, mind and heart, if they are disconnected, if we are disconnected from our true essence of higher self, who we are outside of the physical body, we are not in alignment. And if you're living outside of that alignment, you'll be misaligned with your core values, which is who you are in your essence. You'll be misaligned with your intuition, which is literally the voice that guides you where you need to go. And you're going to be misaligned with your purpose. So let's look at the purpose. A lot of people ask me, but what am I supposed to do in this life? What is my purpose? Because I need to be aligned with that. This is my take on this and my experience. Our purpose, I believe, is nothing more but our existence. God, universe creator, gave us this opportunity to exist. And we would not exist randomly. And if we are not existing randomly, there's a reason why we are here, why we are who we are. And it has nothing to do with what we need to do. It has everything to do with who we are. So the more we actually learn about ourselves, the more we become who we truly are, and literally scrape the layers of who we are not, we are becoming our purpose. And our intuition, if we are connected with it, means that it will guide us to do exactly what we need to do by just being us, literally ourselves. But if you are out of alignment, then you're not going to hear your intuition and you are going to lose energy. And it depends on how your energy works. But either way, if you're out of alignment, you're not going to hear your intuition and you're going to lose energy and time as well. Frequency support is crucial. Frequency can be sound, it can be your own energy, it can be Healy, it can be Mag Healy, it can be tuning forks, it can be so many things. Frequency exists everywhere. It can be a hug, that's also a frequency. But with Healy, we have an amazing, beautiful device that actually harmonically targets specific systems, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, that actually can be balanced through the bioenergetic field. So it literally puts them back in coherence. So it's really important to understand that the only way you're going to stop losing energy and stop feeling tired and exhausted is if you come back to alignment. But in order to do that, you need to be aware. So awareness is crucial. And with Healy, awareness is simple because we have an amazing analytical tool that scans the field and literally tells you what you are not aware of. So you can become more aware. So these are the steps to actually start building and creating your energy management daily. Okay, I created an energy management quadrant. So I gave you mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy, and spiritual energy, and what it means to be in alignment in those areas. There's a little spiral in between, and that spiral is because all areas are interconnected. So if you have a physical issue, so if you're tired, if you have brain fog, if you have mood swings, one of the areas is out of balance. So your job and your responsibility towards yourself to honor yourself is to actually look at which areas are out of balance and slowly bring them back to balance. Is this going to be overnight? No, it's not. This is going to take work and dedication and consistency and also discipline. So this is dedication to yourself. So if you want to heal physically, if you want to heal emotionally, if you want to have more clarity, and if you actually want to have more connection, you need to put and invest energy into that area, and then use the tools in order to bring yourself back into alignment. And that means that the more you're going to work on that, the more you're going to bring yourself into alignment, the better your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual health will be. So I'm just going to go through this quickly. I gave you affirmations with each area, so something to bring you focus into that area if you want to work on that. So balanced mental energy would feel like focus and clarity. You know what you want, you know where to get it and how to do it. Yeah. It will also make decision-making ability much better for you. So you'll have better decisions, faster decisions, with literally almost no doubt. Then you have productivity without overwhelm. You can be productive without feeling overwhelmed. And please stop multitasking. I'm really sorry, but if you think that you can multitask and not actually drain your energy, I'm sorry, I need to burst your bubble. Stop multitasking. Focus on one thing, finish that, and actually move to the other. And it's really important to not overwhelm your body, your system, your mind. You'll have more creative thinking. You'll have better ideas, more ideas coming in. You'll have better problem-solving skills. You'll see solutions much faster. You'll have mental resilience under pressure. So even if you are in a deadline, you will have the focus, have the ability to actually invest that energy and finish something and then rest and regenerate. So affirmation is I can think clearly and stay focused at all times with ease. And I also gave you drains and boosts. So what drains the mental energy is multitasking, overstimulation, like social media, devices, too many things at once. So if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, please stop doing 10,000 things at once. Write them down. I have an app called Mind Map. Yeah, I write everything down and then I prioritize it. Yeah, and then I pop it into my project management tool and I actually dedicate the task to my team. But I make them priorities. Yeah, and I think I put somewhere in there a 3x3x3 matrix. So it's literally three things per month, three big things per month, three out of that, three big things per week to get to the big things per month, and then three things per day. So you're literally focusing on 3x3x3. So that will actually get you further than doing 10,000 different things at once. Mental clutter. If you're holding on to resentments, if you're holding on to past, if you are worrying about things that you can't control, it will drain your energy. If you're overthinking or overanalyzing things that you can't really change, let it go. Take a breath. Let it go. Yeah? Write it down if you need to. Do a mental dump. Like for me, I like to go to nature. Yeah, to discharge everything out of my head. To boost it is mindfulness, journaling, digital detox, to-do list simplifications, and to support your mental energy, your Healy mental balance programs are amazing here. Yeah, so there's also a learning program list that works here as well, but mental balance is actually really beautiful. Then we have an emotional energy. When this one is in balance, you have the ability to stay calm and emotionally regulated. So even if the trigger comes, you are able to take a breath, to step back, calm yourself down, and actually have a proper conversation. You feel more inspired. You feel more loving. You feel more hopeful for the life that you're creating, the life that you're living, the world that you see around you. You have more emotional resilience. What does that mean? So you have a bounce back ability. So it's like a ball, yeah? So the ball can be jumping up and down, or you can have a steady bounce back ability. So if something happens, you can bounce back to joy and happiness and focus without a problem within, 15 minutes, half an hour, an hour. So you're not losing a day, you're not losing a week. So your energy rebalances quite fast. You are able to let go because you're not holding on to it. You're not attaching to triggers. Capacity for joy, gratitude, and connection. So joy, gratitude, and connection are high, vibrant frequencies that are actually expanding you. And when you actually have an emotional resilience and balanced emotional energy, you are expanded, you are radiant. Those, when you meet those people when they are smiling and they're joyful and they're just contagious. Yeah, that's what it feels like to be expansive in energy. And of course, you have affirmation and then drains and boosts. So what drains emotional energy? Toxic environments. These are also relationships. Emotional suppression, so not expressing your emotions, be it in the moment, yeah, or the past emotions, you're avoiding that, and lack of boundaries. So these are emotional. It could be also energetic first, but then emotional boundaries. So what are you allowing? What are you not allowing? And then, of course, what you can do to boost it is heart coherence practices. So expanding your heart, aligning the mind and heart. Heart Institute has that proven that you feel more gratitude and joy if you actually do heart coherence practices. Breath work, as I said, moving energy, it moves the emotions. Supportive relationships. Okay, so I really want to put a note on this one. So supportive relationships are not relationships where people do what you need them or want them to do. Supportive relationships are where people love you for who you are, no matter what you are expressing, no matter how you are expressing it. They see you, they hear you, they feel you. But that does not mean that they will allow everything you do. They still have boundaries, but they do not leave. So that's important to understand. Supportive relationship will still have healthy boundaries. They will tell you what's not right and what's right, because then you can actually literally shift it. They will support you no matter how you feel and what you say, and they will not take it personally, and they will stay. They will stay and work it out with you, find compromises, find solutions. And they will not be afraid of difficult conversations. So those are your supportive relationships, and not ideal relationships where you think people should just do what you think you need them to do. What you need and what you want are two different things. Sometimes what we need is something that we don't like, but we need it in that moment. And sometimes the relationships, because they're mirrors, they can provide that for us. Healy Emotional Well-Being is a really good program here. Otherwise, Soul Cycle and Coherence. Don't forget about coherence. Then we have physical and spiritual energy. Physical energy in balance is vitality, stamina throughout the day. You have a lot of energy. You don't crash. You are great. You are going around and you're jumping like a bunny. Yeah. A restful sleep and recovery. You have a deep sleep. You wake up refreshed and positive for the day. Strength and movement capacity. So that means that you have the capacity to move your body. So your body is actually craving for more movement because you have enough energy to actually move it. And you actually have the capacity to actually recover fast. Immune function and hormonal balance. So when we have more energy, our immune system is stronger. And when we have more energy and we are in balance physically, our hormones are in balance. That means our mood swings are in balance as well. Again, drains, boosts, poor nutrition. Make sure that you have, this is a whole chapter on its own, but few things that are important: high protein, avoid junk foods, high processed carbohydrates, even vegetables that are like high in oxalates, because they can be damaging to your kidneys and gallbladder. But majority is low inflammation foods. Yeah. Dehydration, again, water, we talked about that before. Lack of sleep, so make sure that you have a good sleep schedule. If your nervous system is agitated and if you're really, really exhausted and tired, make sure you get 9 hours of sleep, not 6 to 7, 9 hours. And don't go to bed at midnight and wake up at 9 in the morning. Ideally, if you want to reset your nervous system and help your body gain energy, you want to go to bed early, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then wake up early at 6, 7 o'clock and go out within an hour of your waking out to the sun, because sun will recharge your body, will recharge your cells. And of course, not enough movement. What you can do to boost your body is, again, hydration with minerals, nourishing food, daily movement, and some Healy programs. Bioenergetic vitalization is great. Energy in gold cycle, deep cycle protocols or deep cycle programs, and power of 3 programs. And then spiritual energy, how do we recharge that and how does it feel when we're in alignment? We feel aligned with the purpose of who we are. We don't feel like we need huge changes or something's wrong. We feel that we have the meaning of life, not in a huge sense or this is how it is, but in I'm enjoying my life. I feel like I have a purpose and path in this life that I feel connected to. And of course, connection to yourself and to your intuition, your inner guidance, so you can hear it, you actually act on it. Don't forget to act on it, because if you don't act, you can't really understand what intuition is. We are going to have a intuition session, I think, in 2 weeks. Then inner peace, you feel inner peace in yourself and you trust that you're supported. No matter what happens, no matter what it is for the better. It always is for your good. Yeah, whatever you need to do. And you feel like things are flowing. Things don't feel heavy. Things don't feel like they you need to really work hard for them. Things come to you and you respond. That's the spiritual energy in alignment, like really in flow. And you feel a sense of expansion, like you're connected to everything, like you know people, you see who they are, you love them for who they are, and you accept them and you allow everything to be as is, and because you're connected to your higher consciousness. What drains spiritual energy, and this is something that a lot of people forget, is if you're disconnected from yourself and you're actually wanting to control your outside environment, you are draining your energy. If you're over identifying with the stress, with the trigger, with the emotion, with the ego, it is going to drain your energy and you are going to allow other energies to come in and you're going to be more drained. If you're lacking stillness, if you're not sitting with yourself, if you're avoiding your own feelings and emotions and actually connecting with yourself, you are going to drain your energy because you're not going to have the capacity to recharge. And lack of energetic boundaries. So if you don't know how to discern your energy space, you will allow anyone to cross it and you will drain your energy daily. So just ask yourself, if where of all of this is like your balance sheet, yeah, like budget, your energetic budget. So where are the drains, where are the boosts, and how are you adjusting it? And you can actually do that daily. Okie dokie. So some of the drainers, I'm not going to go through all of them, but just as we said, multitasking, foods, diet, water, sleep, and movement on a physical, emotional, as we said. Suppressed emotions are really important here because they vibrate within your field. So if you're denying things and you're not allowing yourself to feel, which is completely normal to feel and have that feelings within yourself, because no emotion is a bad emotion, and no emotion will come with shame unless you attach to it. If you're always saying I'm fine when you're actually not, you're not expressing the energy and you're suppressing it, you are going to manifest more of that because that's the frequency you live in. Replaying past emotional pain. So if you're living in the past of something that happened and you're always reliving that story, you're reliving the trauma, the brain does not understand if this is right now or if this is past or if this is future. In your brain, if you are, and in your body, if you're feeling it and if you're actually thinking of it and visualizing it, you are literally reliving it for the body. The brain thinks that's real. It doesn't matter what's inside, like around you in an environment, your brain thinks that's real. So if you want to get out of the pain, you need to let go of that. You need to start living in the present moment and say to yourself, for example, thank you for teaching me this. Thank you for showing me this. It's not what I really wanted. Yes, it was pain, but now I can make a different choice. So yeah, reactivity, triggers, irritability, that's also what drains your energy. Mentally, information overload and negative self-talk. So if you're always talking negatively to yourself, and if you hear yourself, and if you wouldn't want to say that to your child or a friend, please change it. Because I know that's hard, but it needs awareness, but that really drains your body. And it actually can physically bring negative issues. Yeah. Constant notifications on your screens and your phones and all of that EMF radiation is really damaging to your physical body and your emotional body. And no reflection or mental space for quietness, silence. Yeah, silence is crucial to reset your brain. Spiritually, if you feel stuck or if you feel energetically off, you need to do something. So the three things that I love when I am in that space is when I am in this space, I'm lacking clarity, and there's a suppressed emotion that's actually influencing that. So the best way to move that is to move. To move that energy is to actually get up, go for a walk, do some squats, do some jumps, something to move the energy in the body. Because as soon as you move that, the new energy will come in and you will have more clarity. And the more you do that until you get to the point where you don't feel stuck anymore, this will bring you new energy and expansion. Alignment, values, yeah, so we've done that. Disconnection from purpose or passion can also mean living outside of your body. What does that mean? So we are physical vessel and we have a soul. So physical vessel, soul, and our essence. So essence is like your higher self, the larger part of yourself, which is in energy. Yes, so it's like a big ball of energy, and out of that ball comes a little drop, which is a soul, and that drops then literally lands in your physical body. So when we are looking at being out of the body, is the soul literally lives in the upper chakras, and sometimes even at just the two chakras at the top, which means that you're not literally grounded in the body. So when you're not grounded in the body, you're disconnected. So your energy, your soul and essence are disconnected from the physical body. Why is that important? You have lack of awareness in the physical body. You're aware of certain things around you energetically, but you have lack of awareness on the physical body and how that influences you. So when you come back to the body, you feel more pain. You also drain your energy on a physical level by living outside of your physical body, because the body now does not have a plug of energy, a consistent flow that it regenerates your cell. So it's really important to understand, to integrate that and really check that you're grounded in the body, that you're sitting in the body, that you are literally living in all 7 chakras and more. Yeah, so you're literally working with your energy through the chakras. Okay, so what recharges you is morning hydration, mineral support, sunlight. Yeah, it's really important. Circadian rhythms, of course, diet, sleep. Sleep is regenerative, is really important. Movement. Emotionally, we would like to actually have screen-free time. That's for mental. Emotional, saying no. So boundaries are really important for your self-respect, self-love, and self-honor. And dumping your emotions out, journaling so you can get deeper to yourself, spending time with uplifting and safe people, the ones that you can trust, the ones that you can actually express and be yourself with, because it's important to be that, because that's actually going to recharge you. There's a study that actually showed community and tribe actually heals the body. It changes the mental structure in the brain. And it also, there's a new book by this lady that I'm reading. It talks about kids 0 to 3, and they've shown through studies that kids, when before they're born and up to age 3, their brain are exploding with neurons. Even if they don't speak, even if they don't talk or walk or do anything, they observe everything like a sponge. And when we spend time with them, they've actually found in research that their brains develop exponentially, like really fast. And then from 3 to 9, think of it like a garden, right? So the kid's garden grows exponentially from 0 to 3, and then 3 to 9, it grows in stages and seasons. And from 9 to 25, it's a time to prune the garden. So what we're doing, we never had that for ourselves in the past. So we are now needing to prune the garden, and we are now needing to shift and replant things. So it's really important to understand that the environment around us, especially for kids when they're 0 to 3, and this is how we were influenced, is how our brains have developed, our belief system, our emotions, everything we see, how we look at relationships, how we look at life, how we see things around us. It's been done. And if we never learn the boundaries, saying no is pruning the garden. So now you need to actually prune the garden in order to protect your garden. And then having the people to love you and accept you for who you are, although they set boundaries, they're helping you prune the garden. And then, of course, mentally, simplified to-do list. So 3 by 3 by 3 matrix, so 3 priorities max. So don't overwhelm yourself. Brain dumping is important. Don't forget to dump everything out so you empty your brain. And listening to inspiring or calming audio. Yeah, so music is amazing for frequencies for mental. Yeah, I listen to music when I work on my computer all the time. I have either solfeggio frequencies or I have specific chakra frequencies that I want to work with, and I have it in the background really low volume, and that actually helps the brain to go on different brain wavelengths. And then, of course, spiritual, nature time, meditation, stillness, high vibe music is really good too. Healy. So now you know how to prune your garden. Now you know what you need to do to actually what drains you and what actually recharges you. So I gave you physical, emotional, mental, spiritual aspects. What parts are important, and I gave you some programs to support you. I have not added Meg Healy here. So if you have Meg Healy for physical, McMaken programs, classic programs are really good at that. For emotional, McMaken emotions, vagus nerve, that's really important. Mental, brain harmony with McMaken is great. There was a brain harmony, I think it was in water as well in Mag. Spiritual, you have sound of silence, yeah, which actually works on the brain and the connection with the chakras, and it actually calms the whole body, connects the body with the essence. So I'm not going to go through the programs. We've done all of this, but I am going to give you this in a group so you can actually get the slide, you can actually look at it. But just some of it that I would like to pinpoint out of this is for physical. I really like, I know a lot of you don't have professional, but I really, really love the digital nutrition. Digital nutrition has a really beautiful support for the physical and emotional. That's something I really love. Otherwise, bioenergetic vitalization, especially pineal gland harmony, or cell harmony. Those two are really good for physical. Emotional, I love emotional well-being and inner unity. Those two are my favorite. And digital nutrition, joy of life. I tend to do this a lot. With mental, I tend to go to, I didn't put it in here, did I? Oh, I missed it. I'll fix it. So it's actually mental balance, but I think it's mental balance acute. But concentration acute and concentration systemic are good too. Otherwise, antioxidants are really good when you have like brain fog, yeah, in digital nutrition. Spiritual, and of course, spiritually, I actually love to use spirituality in digital nutrition, activation in job, psyche in digital nutrition, pineal gland for bioenergetic vitalization. And then I love to work on nervous system like bed rest, fine flow. And I actually love to use classical energetic and classical physical in the power of three for spirituality. I know that's just me, but you can use meridians. There's a lot of things you can use, but don't forget. So emotionally, if you have suppressed emotions, you need to look at what's in there. So using the resonance app, for example, Australian bush flower essences, Bach flowers, creative homeopathy. Those are my favorite, yeah, for the emotional. Physical, like Schussler salts and all Healy programs. Mental, you have your belief system, which is the coaching program or the coaching module. And spiritually, I like to use either chakras, the programmed chakras, as well as the aura analysis. And I love to use the meridian module on the mag. That's my favorite. But you can also do meridians in resonance, just the normal meridians on Healy. So those are the layers of the bioenergetic field. So you can look at what's in the field, what's coming up, what's suppressed, what needs to be shifted. But then you also have IMF programs to actually balance that on a physical, emotional, mental level. So that will combine things together so you can recharge your energy. But you will also need to discern where you are losing energy and how you are regenerating it. And remember, nothing's perfect. So it's a matter of percentage. So the more you manage your energy throughout the day. For example, if for not today, your energy management is at 30%. Yeah. When you get to 70%, you're going to feel much better. It's not 100, but it's 70%. So 70% of the day, you're actually managing your energy. You don't have holes in your bioenergetic field. You feel better emotionally. Yeah, maybe you'll have a little breakdown. You'll bounce back better. So it's really important to understand it's not about 100% imperfection. It's about how you manage your energy throughout the day to keep your energy within yourself. And another thing that I want to add is when you set boundaries and when you discern what's yours and what's not, and what's draining and what's not draining, and what's energizing you, what you're doing on an energetic level is you're taking your power back. Power is energy. So you're taking the power back that you've been giving it to other people, situations, past situations that actually are draining your energy. You're taking this power back, and it has nothing to do with them. Situation, people, communities, it doesn't really matter. It has nothing to do with them. It has to do with you, how you are managing your energy. And this is when you take responsibility for yourself and your energy, you will see that you will have less triggers. You will react to things less, and you will keep more energy for yourself, and you will feel more happy. Yeah. So it's really important to understand. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling like you don't have motivation, make sure you do the balance sheet first so you can see where you are draining your energy and then invest with programs to regenerate. But you need to set some boundaries in order to actually keep your energy within yourself, because then you'll have more that will overflow and you can give to others. Okay, that's my spill today. Any questions? I'm just going to stop this sharing. And if you have any questions, pop your hands up. I'll just check the chat. Feeling stuck. Okay. So my question to you, if nobody else has questions, my question to you is, what if you're feeling stuck or feeling unmotivated or feeling tired, what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? What are you actually doing? Are you making any changes? Are you just wanting things to change? Because those are two things that are different. One is wishing for things to come from the outside, and the other one is I'm doing something about it because I don't want to live in this space anymore. I want different. Yeah. So my question to you is, what are you doing about it? Vivo. Hope that's okay because that's the only thing that I see.
Hi, I'm sorry, I just connected to my phone. Is it okay if I can have a question? I have a question. Is it okay if I can ask?
Yeah, there's a bit of an echo at the back, so I can
Sorry, I'm
hardly
actually
hear you.
actually.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll try to hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. So my question is, I'm using Healy for over a month now, and I'm practicing self-care. I'm into Reiki healing. I do self-healing, but I'm not able to give like focus more. Like my concentration, it wavers. So I feel like I'm out of my body sometimes. I'm physically present, mentally absent. So with Healy, which program can I run so that I can able to focus more, like concentrate more?
So if your concentration is wavering and you're out of the body, then the first thing I would do is ground. So
Okay.
you need to bring your energy into the body. And then, of course, you need to look at mentally where are you losing the energy. So what are you doing? Are you multitasking? Do you have clarity of what you are wanting to do and how you are doing it and what you're concentrating on? So concentration is focus. So if you don't know where you're going and you don't have clarity around that, then the focus is going to be hard thing to achieve. So looking at the mental aspect is really important to address what's not working and where you are actually losing the energy, and then seeing what's working and going, okay, so I have this, but I'm lacking this. So maybe I should be focusing on this in order to actually get more alignment in this area. And I can support this with these programs. So I gave you the list of programs for mental aspect, so you can actually use those. So a lot of those programs are in mental balance, are in learning, which is concentration. You have concentration systemic, you have concentration acute. There's memory in there. I also love pineal gland harmony in bioenergetic vitalization, antioxidants in digital nutrition, bioinformation in digital nutrition. So there's a lot of programs you can use because those programs, yes, concentration directly, but pineal gland balances hormones that help the neurons. Activation means that it activates the glands, the neurons, the energy in the cells in order to actually produce the connections. Bioinformation is what actually transfers the information from cell to cell so you can have more energy and you can have better focus. So there's specific programs that I gave you in order to actually boost this concentration. But before you boost the concentration, you need to understand where the energy is leaking, because you don't want to have a waterbed and you want to lay on that waterbed, but there's a leak in the waterbed. So that water will go out every single time, but then you fill it up, yeah, and you think you're fine, but it will never be fine because you'll have a hole that water is always leaking out. So the same is with energy. So when we are looking at an area of our life, a layer of our body, is, do we have holes? So first we need to actually patch those holes before we boost the energy. Does that make sense? Oh, sorry, you unmute yourself.
Yes, that was an amazing answer. Thank you so much. I really needed to listen to this. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. And
Actually.
if you have any questions later on when you practice, you can always ask them in the group. Yeah. So because I
Definitely,
know
definitely.
when we are listening to the trainings is different than when we are practicing, because when we're practicing, there's multiple questions that arise because we are doing it in real life. So when that happens, you can always ask questions in the group.
It was an eye opener, actually.
Good. I'm glad. Enjoy the ride.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you. Is it
You're
okay
welcome.
that if I can leave the session now because I'm at my
Of
workplace?
course. You can do whatever you feel like. It's your life, and you're perfectly fine if
Uh,
you need
uh,
to go.
no, definitely. No, just wanted to know if the informational session is over and it's only the questioning session now, right?
Yeah, of course. And it's always a recording. If you guys need to go, this I
Okay.
completely understand.
Mm,
Yeah. Thank you for
great, great.
letting me know.
Thank you so much. Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Preti,
Thank you, Petra, for giving this opportunity.
you're
And
welcome.
it's so lovely to get to know so many new things, and to learn like this is awesome. So, very quickly, I have a friend who is suffering from severe insomnia. Earlier, I tried to find out using Healy and all because she doesn't have this device and not
I'm
wanting
so
that.
I'm so sorry. So what is her issue?
Uh, she is having two things. One, she is not getting proper sleep. She says it's insomnia. I
Oh,
did try to,
insomnia. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and second thing is she also gets very frequent headache uh, in the left side and then her neck and then shoulder. So I did analyze her in the device, Healy and all. So I gave her programs accordingly, all Healy and then Mac Healy, as in I have Resonance Plus model. So Mac Healy as in Mac McCain and Classic. So sometimes she would immediately, in 10, 15 minutes, tell that she's perfectly fine and all. She's working. So, but off late, I'm finding it is more like she's saying it's more of insomnia and sleep disorder is what she's thinking. I said, who told you this? There's no evidence to it, but how are you building onto this? But then this is what she really feels. So I don't know how to help her now.
So there's again layers, right? So if we're looking at again the energy, so
Mhm.
if we have a Swiss cheese in our bubble, yeah, if there's a lot of holes in the bubble, there'll be a lot of energy disturbances, especially during the night, because during the night is what energetically what happens is our soul leaves the body. Yeah, so
Oh,
we literally get out of the physical body and we rest the physical body. So we can go into details later in another session what we do outside of the body. But at the same time, if she can't sleep, yeah, there's probably a disconnection there. So there's an energy disturbance. So what that is, I don't know, but there's things to look at. So there's things to look at on an emotional level because that's also stress. Yeah. There's things to look at on a mental level because when we look at the mental overload, normally is when we have racing thoughts, and there's those racing thoughts, right? They actually lift our cortisol levels in the body, and cortisol normally drops at night. So melatonin can actually rise, which is the sleep hormone. So we actually are depleting our energy reserves through the nervous system. And then the pineal gland, which is, the organization of the glands and the hormones, is now disrupted. So we can go on a physical, but I would actually look at the energetics first. So normally everything
yeah.
happens in
So
energy.
yes, and off late, I mean, it's more of a pineal gland which appears when I do scan and all of that, and
So that
also
comes up.
yes, yes, in one of the programs it pops up.
Yeah.
So it's above 60 most of the time.
Hmm.
So yeah, that percentage. So I am trying to give her that as well, but I don't know what she says that I'll sleep for some time in the night and then I'm awake like at 2:30, 3:30 a.m. and then in the morning I feel
There's So on a physical level, we can look at a lot of
yeah.
things. Yeah, or depending on how old she is or young she is, right? If she's menopausal, then progesterone plays a role, blah blah blah. So there's a lot of things on a physical level. But
She's had her
physic
menopause,
but
50, around 50,
yeah,
50.
so that means that progesterone plays a role in insomnia, which actually disturbs the pineal gland. But that came from somewhere.
Yes.
So she definitely needs to look at where she's losing energy first, because she needs to patch the holes. Yeah.
Right,
And when she
right.
patched the holes, so she literally sets the boundaries, create her space. And then you can run the pineal gland. You can also run bioinformation. You can also run, you can literally do bioenergetic defense. Oh, bioenergetic defense, forgot about this one. So bioenergetic defense is amazing for energetic disturbances that are out of our control, like sunstorms, yeah, with sun plasma, disturbance of the Earth magnetic field, planets, which are also energies that are influencing our subtle bodies. Yeah. So Christy was talking about this last week, I think.
Yes.
So those are really, really beautiful protections for energy disturbances. Also, a bioenergetic defense programs, coherence and bioenergetic boost. Those are great. Besides general protection, which protects your bioenergetic field, bioenergetic boost is really beautiful when a body has energetically holes. Yeah. And it actually builds up your energetic field. So it actually makes it stronger. So those are really beautiful programs to support yourself when you are looking at things from an energetic level. So my suggestion would be to actually first give her the quadrant to actually look at where she's out of balance, to actually start being aware of what she's not, where is she not present, and where is she allowing people to cross her boundaries, where is she allowing the energy to be drained. And then if she's in menopause, I would definitely look at running pineal gland, digital nutrition, looking at hormonal balance and all of that. And then you can also add supplements like magnesium glycinate, vitamin B complex. There's stress response, so for progesterone, right? So all of that, and sleep programs. So there's an insomnia program. Does she have a Healy?
No, she doesn't have. I have to give her distance healing only because now she's not okay to,
Yeah, because otherwise there is an insomnia program in local stimulation that she could have run with ear clips. Yeah. To actually work on that. Otherwise, sleep program McMaken on my Mac Healy is amazing for that, together with vagus nerve. So all of that, but we need to understand, right? Everything comes from energy. That's why I did this session, because we had so much of the physical sessions. But we need to understand nothing will change if you do not take care of your energy first.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome, Preeti. You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Rajesh.
Hi, Petra.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? How can I help?
I'm superb, thanks. So, Petra, so I recently got my thyroid checkup done, and there are antibodies in the thyroid report. It's an autoimmune disorder. I wanted to understand what guidance do you have to extend here, and how can we reverse these antibodies, and how can we get these antibodies in balance?
So first of all, I'm not a doctor, so I can't give you that direct answer. Second of all, as I said at the beginning, healing does not diagnose or treat anything. How long do you have your Healy, or have you had your Healy?
It's been more than a year now.
Okay, so thyroid. This is my experience, yeah, and I'm not a doctor, so don't take it with a grain of salt, yeah, as educational purposes. Thyroid, when it's out of balance, it means that your nervous system and adrenal glands have been depleted for a long time. So when you see thyroid out of balance, means that you've been depleting your body for years. So So I had underactive, and then I had overactive thyroid. And my experience, this is my experience, is that really closely connected to insulin and your nervous system response. So if you are actually, and iodine, not in too many, do you have, so it's underactive or overactive thyroid? What do you have? Oh, sorry, you mute yourself, let me unmute you. So is it underactive or overactive thyroid?
So this is hypothyroidism, and the TSH is on the higher side.
Okay, so your body's going into overdrive. Yeah, so normally that happens when people don't notice the underactive thyroid, and then the thyroid can go into overdrive. Yeah, it's like the last hooray of, can you hear me? Yeah. So I would start supporting nervous system. That's the first thing. So there's a whole nervous system training you can look at. And I would definitely support nervous system with supplements, like higher doses of supplements. And I would definitely start healing the gut, because the gut is connected, closely connected to your nervous system through the vagus nerve. And when the gut microbiome is out of balance, the signals will be mixed, and there'll be too much toxins, and the thyroid will actually be in overdrive. So stress response, gut response, nervous system response. Those are the things that I would definitely look at. And that means that, have you had a really stressful life, if I ask?
Yes, I have. Yes, I've had.
Yeah, so stress can also come from trauma. And thyroid generally comes normally either underactive or overactive, depends on the trauma, but it comes from trauma. In my experience, and I'm not a doctor, yeah? And when there's suppressed emotions, suppressed trauma in the body, your physical body will respond to that. So have you done any of the protocols?
What do you mean by protocol here?
So Gold Cycle Protocol, Deep Cycle Protocol, Power of 3 Protocol, have you done any of those?
I've done Gold Cycle. I've also done the Deep Cycle, but not the others that you just mentioned. What else?
Okay, so I've literally done a few weeks ago a foundational Healy protocol. So if you start on that, that's a 20-week long one, yeah?
Okay.
And I gave recipes in there for gut and everything, so you can actually look at that. It's literally day by day. And you can actually start. Oh, you can download, if you go into the Facebook group, you can download it for free through in the Facebook group. Yeah. So if you start with that, that will actually help detoxification, which is really important for thyroid. And then, of course, starting to regenerate the gut. So I gave you some recipes in there for the gut, so you can actually start the healing really simply, and this is just simplified version. Yeah. With thyroid, you will probably need to supplement beyond the Healy. Healy is amazing because it's going to help you regenerate the energy within the cell, and then actually help the body regenerate the cells. Yeah, so you're going to have better division, but you will also need to have supplements. Why? People ask me, but we have digital nutrition, but frequency can do everything. Yes, it can. But when you are depleting your body for so long, yeah, your body does not have enough raw material in order to regenerate.
Makes sense, Petra. I'm with you on that,
Yeah.
the supplements part. It would be great if you can recommend me the supplement names, or what supplements should I look for? Magnesium, zinc, or what?
So
based on your
nervous system support. Yeah, always look for magnesium glycinate. Yeah, glycinate magnesium is the best for nervous system support. Why? So if your body, because it's gentle on the tummy, it's gentle on the stomach, and it has better absorption, but you will need to look at the higher doses, like 300 to 400 milligrams per day. Yeah, so majority of magnesiums that you get are really low, because your body, your nervous system, when it's depleted so much, you will need at least 3 months of supplementation to actually, and of course breath work and meditation and frequency, to actually regenerate the nervous system. But you can do that. And then, of course, nervous system support always comes with vitamin B. B vitamins in high doses, 90 milligrams, I think it is, of vitamin B6 at least. B6 is really important. B2 is important, riboflavin, so that also about 40 grams, I would say. But you need to check, because I don't know if you're on medication, so I can't give you advices I'm not a doctor, yeah? So if you're on medication, then that will change the situation. So you'll need to talk to your doctor. But ideally, you would want to detox your body, and you would want to detox it gently, and you will need to actually supplement with protein. So if you're a vegetarian, if you don't eat meat, then you will need to add supplements like hydrolyzed collagen. Because hydrolyzed collagen is the only building block that your body will have if you're not eating meat. So because the problem is, and if you're not having healthy fats either, because hormones in nervous system, adrenal glands, which are currently depleted, influencing your thyroid, are made out of cholesterol and are made with protein. So if you don't have the building blocks, you can't actually regenerate. So if you are a vegetarian, that's fine. You just need to then supplement with hydrolyzed collagen. Don't just do normal collagen, because you're not going to get a lot of it out of it. Just hydrolyzed collagen from fish sources if you want to, but it is from animal source. You're not going to get it from vegetables, because you need building blocks to regenerate. And studies have shown that it's really important to understand that the body needs the building blocks. The only thing that your body actually needs is protein. Carbohydrates, yes, you can, but you can get glucose from protein as well, because your body breaks down everything to glucose. And if you had, stress, you probably have insulin issues as well. You might not have diabetes. That doesn't mean you have diabetes, yeah? Insulin issues just means glucose spikes. So glucose spikes means that you have crashes throughout the day. Your nervous system does not have enough energy to actually keep up. And that's what taxes your adrenals, that's what taxes your thyroid, and that's what taxes your liver, your gut. And your body needs glucose, which is sugar, to work. But if you are having a lot of carbohydrates, if you're having a lot of processed foods, if you're having a lot of sugary stuff, you're actually teaching the body to utilize sugar in about 3 minutes to 10 minutes, and then it crashes, because you're going to have all these spikes. And that actually taxes your nervous system, and it will tax your adrenals, and it will tax your thyroid. So having a consistent, steady release of glucose in the body can only be achieved with protein. It can be achieved with vegetable protein, yeah, which is chickpeas, legumes. But at the same time, with thyroid, I would avoid tofu and soy products, because the thyroid, it needs phytoestrogens, but not from soy. So it needs to produce its own, because otherwise it's going to go in the other direction. But it's really important to understand that you need to teach your thyroid that your body can heal. So you can't just supplement things in a way to mask it. You need to give it a steady dose of glucose so it can actually have enough energy throughout the day. But yeah, so that's your choice what you do. I'm just giving you information of what's important. And if you do, for example, juicing for detox, make sure you don't do blenders, like smoothies, but juices, because then you avoid oxalates and you actually get the right data into your body, the right minerals, the right vitamins that you need for detoxification. But otherwise, Healy programs, you have thyroid programs in there, you have nervous system programs, you can do the whole training on nervous system. I would start with 20-week protocol, and then you can actually do a bioenergetic vitalization afterwards. I give you recommendations of what to do afterwards. And then you can do specific targeted programs from digital nutrition, for specific for thyroid, so it can actually help with frequency to balance the body. But you will need supplementation, and definitely need to heal the gut and detox the body. Hope this helps.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Petra.
You're welcome. Okie dokie. That's about it. As to the name of the group. Oh, the group. Beautiful people. It's at the top. So I'm just going to copy this one. So otherwise, if you scroll up, you will see it. But I'll share this again in the chat. So this is the link to the group. If you need to, you can always ask questions there. And always, if you need to, recordings will be in there, and all other resources are always in the comments of the post for the training. But thank you for coming tonight. Christy will be giving you a training next week, and I think we have in 2 weeks we have intuition with Healy, so we're going to look at that. But thank you for coming, and have a beautiful, beautiful night and weekend. And the recording of this training will be probably posted next week, because before they send me the link, it takes a while. So be patient with me. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.